Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. How's everybody doing? Training camp is here. Training camp is here. we finally have a little bit of football, a little bit of stuff to talk about. Oh man, I tell you what, all across the league, everybody's doing their training camp, it appears. All kinds of stuff going on. People being put on the PUP list and injured reserve, and people not showing up. Football, man, football. What a life. What a life. Anyhow, we got a lot to cover today. First thing I want to talk about is the Buccaneers Observer Forum is now live. You can see the link up top, the pinned chat section. We also have the Fantasy Football League for this year is started up, got it all registered and everything. Sent out some invites to people I know that I had their email addresses and I know they wanted to join. We had a few people join. So if you want to join the Fantasy Football League, go to the forum, register, leave a comment, and I'll send you an invite. It's not as complicated as it sounds. Now, with the forum, there should be a message when you pop up. I want to thank Craig. What's up, Jim? I want to thank Craig for helping me out with the forum. He's going to be a moderator there, so be nice. Craig's quick with the band hammer. But when you sign up and register, we've had some issues with the email. It might take a couple of hours for the registration verification email to get in your email box. Don't panic. Give it some time. And we'll get you hooked up in the Fantasy Football League. Jim, you going to play fantasy football with us this year, brother? If you want to, click on the link, register in the forum, and I'll send you an invite. But you got to leave a reply. I put a thread, I pinned it to the top about the Fantasy Football League. So anybody that wants to join, boop, go to that thread, leave a comment, leave a reply, and I will send you an invite. Yes, sir. We're doing it on ESPN. That's what everybody voted on. It did have quite a few votes. And I think we might be able to get everybody squeezed in. I said I might have to do 2 or 3 different leagues, but I think we might be able to get everybody squeezed in. Now, I like 12-man leagues, but we'll talk about that in the forum. We can go all the way up to 20. I've never played in a 20-man league before, so don't know. We'll see. We'll see how many people we get and what we want to do. Spots are filling up quick, though. We've got, like I said, I've already sent out emails to people who I had their emails, and they have been saying they wanted to play. So they're already, there's quite a few that are already signed up in the league. Figure out how to fill out the application. Is it too hard, MK? We tried to make it as easy as possible. Just go there, register. You don't have to put your email on the thread. I'll have your email with your registration. I don't want people putting their emails out there because then you get all kinds of spam and stuff. So just sign up, say, yeah, I want to join the Fantasy Football League, and we'll get you hooked up. All right. Training camp started today. We had training camp officially started yesterday, but it was just walkthroughs and them going over, meetings and stuff like that. Today's the first day we had actual underwear football out in the hot. And man, those players did not like that. They all talked about it. They had press conferences after the training camp practice, and they all talked about how hot it was. They're like, well, this is Tampa. It's what you got to do. But, I've talked about this before, but they've really limited the public's access to training camp. I remember years ago, I can't remember who it was that did it. He was one of the first Buccaneers podcasters, too. But he used to go to the training camp and stream it live. And he was there every day. And I missed that. I missed that. Now, I think there's only 2 training camp practices that are going to be open to the public this year. Year before, we only had 1 training camp or something like that. It's just, I don't like it. I think that they should all be open to the public. You know, you got a lot of fans that want to be there, man. Fans, that's why we're fans. We're fanatics. We'll sit out in the sun. We'll watch guys play practice football. We don't care. We don't care. But anyhow, yesterday, Todd Bowles gave his speech to the team. If you didn't see it, go to Buccaneers.com or it's on YouTube. I found it very interesting. I was thinking about watching it with you guys here. I don't know. He's not the most inspiring guy, you know, Todd Bowles. But, you know, he said some interesting things, and then he said some things that didn't make sense. But he said a lot of coach speak. And I actually wanted to do a video of just edits of him saying, you know, phrases, you know, like give it 110%, or, you know, you got to be available to, or accountability is availability or whatever. It's just stuff like that, you know, a lot of that. It was like 6 minutes of that. Actually, I'll say 5 minutes of that and then a minute of, you know, getting some interesting little tidbits on the Buccaneers. But Randall Gregory did not show up. He's not showing up today. He didn't show up yesterday. So we put him on the didn't show up list. So he's not going to count towards our salary cap. And if we gave him any money, I can't remember if we did, we're going to get that back. I think it was, I think he signed for $3 million, 1 year, $3 million, something like that. So that'll help us out. Todd Bowles was asked quite a bit about Randall Gregory. He actually got a little aggravated because they were asking him, and he kept saying, I'm not here to talk about players that aren't here. Again, coach speak. He said, I'm not talking about Randall Gregory. And they asked him if they were going to go out and look for another veteran guy to fill this spot, you know, go into free agency, see if they could find anybody. But he said he's happy with who he's got. He's happy with his outside guy. So we'll see. We will see. Yes, I will check it out, MK. You probably did it right. Like I said, we're having issues with the email. It might take a while for the email to get to you, brother. So for the verification email. So we'll look and see. I'm looking right now. Yep, I got you on there. Yahoo address, all right? Got you. You did well. You did well. You want me to send you an invite to the fantasy football? I'll do that right now. This makes for some exciting live stream stuff, isn't it? Watching somebody do emails. Hey, you don't get this stuff anywhere else, man. You do not get this stuff anywhere else. Oh. Yeah. I am sending it to you right now. All right. Check your email, MK. See if you got the invite to the fantasy football. It's filling up quick, man. I hope we can get everybody in. Everybody's doing good, MK. I'm a little tired today, man. I did not get a nap in. I have not been napping lately. Usually when the baby goes down for a nap, I try to go down for a nap with her. Was not able to go to sleep today. Laid down for a few minutes. So I'm tired right now. I'm tired. Oh, man. Somebody embezzled $50K from the company. Woo! They're going to do some time. They're going to play around with that. Hey, Molly. Hey, let me ask you, okay, was it a male or a female that stole the money from your job? Oh, that was your old job. Do you know who it was? Puppy's doing good too. She's not using the bathroom in the house as much. I knew it. You know, okay. That's like embezzlement is a huge, like, it's mostly females that embezzle money from companies and stuff. It's crazy. Molly had a girl at her work that stole a bunch of money from a law firm. Who's going to steal money from a law firm? That's like stealing guns from the police. You found her mugshot? She was a supervisor too. Well, you know, that's how it works, man. People. I don't get it. So, Randall Gregory didn't show up. Shaq Barrett, you know, he went to Miami, signed a 1-year deal. I think it was like $7 million, 1-year deal with incentives and stuff. He retired. He quit. He kind of shocked everybody. You know, they drafted, you know, they've got quite a few edge rushers over there in Miami. And then they drafted their first round pick was an edge rusher. So Shaq was going to probably be a rotational guy. And I think all the stuff he's had going on in his life, he was just like, forget this mess. And plus, you know, he's still keeping his house in Tampa. You know, and he didn't want to leave Tampa. So, you know, we could sign him back. You know, I think Miami's got the rights to him, so we'd have to negotiate with them and all that good stuff. But, you know, with Randall Gregory being gone, you could bring Shaq back for the same money, you know, and let him mentor, you know, some of our new guys. Nice. Okay. Sweet. Grand theft, 2nd degree. Man. So, embezzle from Sam's Club? She'll get probation. That's what they do. Bowles did name KJ Britt the starter. Inside linebacker starter. He is taking Devin White's role, which means he's going to have he's going to be calling the defensive plays and all that good stuff. And apparently, I did not know this, but he's a big talker. You know, they say he's a great leader. He's always communicating all this, but he's also a big crap talker. He apparently chirps at Mayfield on the field and in the locker room. I think it was Antoine Winfield Jr. was saying that. He was like, that guy's always talking. But then they had a media interview with him, a press conference with him after training camp today with Kenny Britt, or KJ Britt. Did I say Kenny Britt? I probably did. KJ Britt, and he didn't really seem like much of a talker. He was just kind of like, I don't know. But people are different when the camera's not on them, I guess. But I found it interesting that Bowles did just outright name him the starter. It's a big role, you know, calling defense. It's like the center on offense. You just can't plug anybody in the center. You've got a lot of responsibilities. It's the same thing with the inside linebacker. Levante David has just never been that vocal leader. I don't know why he's never gotten the play calls. It's just not something in his wheelhouse, I guess, which is fine, because let Let Levante be Levante. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And, we had Servassier Dennis and all these other guys, who we thought were probably going to battle it out in training camp for the starting job there. But no, KJ Britt got it. And that reminds me, it looks like Mock is going to stay at right guard, which kind of surprises me, but then training camp isn't over with yet. I said, if they see him get out there, they had to look at his tape and been like, man. And then, if he comes out in training camp and he starts doing that same stuff, I'm telling you, they're going to yank him. But left guard, we had rotating between Sua Opeta and Ben Bredesen, the two guys we signed in the offseason. We also rotated center between Hainsey and our new guy, Graham Barton. But I think that's probably just to get Barton slowly acclimated to more high-pressure situations. I don't see that as they're really fighting for a position as they are at left guard. So that's interesting. I really thought they were going to put Hainsey at left guard, and then these other guys were going to fight for the right guard position. Because I'm telling you, Mock does not deserve to just be handed the starting role. I'm telling you, if we're going to replace Hainsey, Mock was worse than Hainsey. And if we're going to replace Hainsey, Mock's got to be looking over his shoulder, man. So Tristan Wirfs was at practice today, and he was a full participant, which that's good to see. He didn't do a sit-in like he did during OTAs, where he shows up and then doesn't do anything, which is good. Let's just hope nothing happens. That he's, with everybody on the team. We don't want no injuries. Yeah. Levante's a real introvert. The first few years that he was on the team, he didn't say nothing, and it really wasn't until Bruce Arians came along that he started getting more vocal. I would say Bruce Arians. So for a very long time, Levante didn't talk. He would do an interview here and there, but he kept them short, sweet, and all that good stuff. He does a lot of talking on the field. You can see him, pointing at guys, and especially after the play, he'll come up to people and congratulate them or chew them out when they mess up. But yeah, he seems like a real introvert. He's kind of one of those guys. He's going to let his work do his talking for him. But speaking of Levante David, the NFL Top 100 came out yesterday, the day before. Levante David was number 99. It's amazing to me. It is amazing. I mean, he had the best stats of any inside linebacker last year. I remember we all looked at it, and he beat everybody. I think there was one other guy who had a few better stats than him, but overall, Levante's, and he's been like this every single year. And he just gets no recognition, and it's sad. And I think a large part of it is because he's so quiet. He doesn't seek the media attention, and all these awards and, the NFL Top 100, the journalists have a lot to do with all that, like the AP MVP player and the man of the year and all that. It's all voted on by the journalists. So, if you're not seeking the praise of journalists, they're not going to give it to you. And Levante he's not a self-promoter. He doesn't have a flamboyant character and all that good stuff. He just goes out there and does it. It's a shame. It really is a shame. It kind of makes you go, man, do football people know anything about football if they're going to put Levante David at 99? It's just insane. Tristan Wirfs got 85. Now, I will say Tristan Wirfs struggled a little bit last year. He didn't play as dominant as he did at right tackle, but he wasn't bad by any means, and he was definitely better than 85. I don't know how many left tackles are going to be on this list ahead of him, but I guarantee you over half of them are not better than Tristan Wirfs. Watch Donovan Smith get on there. If Donovan Smith is ahead of Tristan Wirfs, I'm gonna quit watching football. Speaking of which, Donovan Smith has not been signed with anybody. That guy kind of blows my mind. You win a Super Bowl and then they let you go and nobody picks him up. And you would think one of these teams would be desperate. It's actually quite a few guys from our post-Super Bowl Buccaneers teams. And some of these were Super Bowl. Donovan Smith hasn't been signed. Russell Gage has not been signed. Keyshawn Vaughn hasn't been signed. Ryan Neal hasn't been signed. Matt Fuller hasn't been signed. Keanu Neal hasn't been signed. I think, didn't he retire? Can't remember. Anyhow, that list was brought to you by Greg Allman. So, I just found it very interesting about Donovan Smith. But you got to remember, they won a Super Bowl with him last year, so he might be up higher than 85. I don't know if he will be or not. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the tackle situation looks like as far as the top 100. I've never really liked those lists anyhow. I think that because a lot of these guys, the players get to vote, but I think a lot of them, they go on what everybody else says is popular. I think you should only be able to vote on the guys that you've played against. But then again, that wouldn't even work either, because if you don't like the guy, he might be really good, but you don't like him as a person, or you just got a grudge against him, then you could vote not for him. So I don't, in a democracy, there's no, there's no perfect way. No perfect. What's up, Wayne? Ha! Aaron Rodgers was ahead of LeVar. Oh, I didn't see the list. Molly told me about it. I need to go check it out. Aaron Rodgers didn't even play. What do you have, 2 snaps? That's insane. How do you square that circle? I think they did that a few years ago too. I think it was Peyton Manning or somebody got hurt, didn't even play, and he was like ranked 3rd. I have to go back and look. That is wild. Aaron Rodgers placed ahead of Levante David and Tristan Wirfs, and he played 3 snaps. Kate, hey. Yeah. Kate, you going to join Fantasy Football? Look at the pinned comment up there. The forum is now live on BuccaneersObserver.com. So you can go there, sign up, respond in the Fantasy Football thread. Let me know you want to play, and I will send you an invite. I've been sending everybody invites. Sent MK1, he just registered, so got his email, sent him an invite. I've got some other people who I had their emails already, and they had said they wanted to play the fantasy football, so sent them invites. You registered for what? You were already registered. You double dipping, Molly? What'd you register for, Molly? Oh, I see you. You already had an account, Molly. Me and Craig been working on this forum, and it just went live, and I've already got like 5 spam accounts. One posted as I was doing the fantasy football thread. There was nothing there, and then I posted the fantasy football thread. And I was like, "Oh, hey, somebody started a thread." I went and I looked, and it was a spam. It was just a bunch of links. I was like, "Are you serious? This just went live." It's crazy, man. And I've got all the captchas set up and everything. So I don't know. It's always something. With everyone's off-season football of choice, you mean sport? I don't watch any sports. I don't watch any sports other than the NFL. I had to cut them all out, man. I used to be a sports fanatic. I was spending so much time watching sports. I used to watch boxing, UFC, NASCAR, hockey. Oh. Yeah, is the Arena Football League still around? I guess it is. Yeah, I haven't watched any of that, Kate. The new Summer League. Isn't that like partly owned by Dwayne Dwight Johnson? I haven't watched any of it, though. Has anybody seen any of that? There, there was a championship in a mall. Yeah, the Arena League was big for a while, for a few years. I remember Kurt Warner. Didn't he come from the Arena League? And then it just kind of faded out. And remember Antonio Brown, was it last year, bought that Arena Football League and then didn't pay anybody and ended up getting kicked out of the league. He got kicked off the field at one point. Now he's filing for bankruptcy. I haven't heard that's the only thing I've heard from the Arena Football League in years was the Antonio Brown kerfuffle. The Women's Football Alliance. I watched the Lingerie League. Women's Lingerie. Wait, what was it called? Where they're out there in like football pads and helmets, but they're wearing like bikinis. And it's not, I mean, I get it, but it just doesn't seem right. It's like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of watching, girls like box and stuff like that. Football is the same. It's just like, this doesn't seem right. Girls in bikinis should not be out there hitting each other like this. Gosh, what was I wanted to say it was called the Lingerie League or something. The Women's Football Alliance. I got to check that out. Women's Football Alliance. Does anybody else know what I'm talking about with the... This is like a real football league, huh? The Women's Football Alliance? Yeah, it sure is. Is it any good, Kate? The good football? We went last weekend, or this weekend, and watched our local minor league baseball. It's not even minor league. It's the guys who just graduated high school and they're trying to get into college, so they're playing, but they're also getting paid. So I was expecting to see bad baseball. Or, not, but it was actually really good baseball. I was kind of impressed. These guys were serious out there. Why is your account locked? Mine was too. It just popped up and said that. Too many login attempts. I'm not trying to log in anything. Somebody's messing with us. Hopefully this will. Hopefully this will not be an issue. Yeah, not a whole lot happened at practice today. It was not open to the public, of course. But like I said, Hainsey and Graham Barton rotated at center, which was interesting. And Ben Bredesen and Sua Opeta both rotated at left guard. So they're still trying to figure out the left guard position. Hey, what's up, Al? Yeah, I got the same thing, Molly. So, it's probably the system's getting pounded right now. Probably got some Atlanta Falcons fans in here trying to mess everything up. What's up, Wayne? So it's like high school level. You know, Kate, I have a real hard time watching high school football. I really do. It's generally really bad football. I'll try every now and then, but you're just like, oof, this is bad. Yeah, I'm going to close the fantasy poll, MK. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, you're registered, MH. I saw you. Go Falcons. I know. Well, I don't know what they're doing, Kate. I really don't. With the offensive line, I think they're just going to try and figure it out during training camp. You know, I don't know if they're going to keep Hainsey as a backup. I really thought they were going to put him at left guard, but you know, they hopefully know what they're doing. I still got 14 minutes before I can log back in. MH, I'm going to send you a fantasy football route thing. I sent you an email yesterday, Al, for the fantasy football. Did you not get that email, Al? Got too much going on here. Pizza eating? Is that what it was? You greasy fingers on your phone? MH, did you want to join the fantasy football league? Any weirdness at center? Like he rotates the ball the wrong way, or he has gas too much. Yeah, you know it makes sense. Just keep Hainsey as a backup. We got these other guys that can play guards. So okay, I'm gonna send it to you right now, MH. I'm trying to. Okay. Gotcha. Got it? Good. Good deal. So are y'all getting registration emails from the forum? We were having issues with that. Craig, like I said, Craig's been helping me out with the forum. So you want to play fantasy too, Molly? Or are you going to play or are you going to quit? You better. Oh no, I'm gonna have to think about letting you in on the league. Get those stray hairs sticking out, probably. Depends on if you're winning or not. Okay. Yeah. We need to watch some game film on these guys. Let's see, Breedison. I can't remember where we got these guys from. Let's see. The Giants. He started all 16 games last year. So we could watch some game film of him. And then Opeta. He's the Eagles. He's only started 10 games in 5 years, or 4 years. He started 6 games last year. But if he's on the Eagles, pretty good offensive line. So we'll have to watch both these guys. I don't think I watched. Who did I watch in the offseason? Oh, I watched Randall Gregory. I have not watched hardly any football or all 22. Because I've just been kind of busy this summer. But I'm going to put that on my list to do. And Peta and Breeds. And either I'm going to make a video or we can do it live. We'll do it live. Okay. Put it on my list. Oh, he got benched from the Giants O-line last year? Ugh, that's not good. Then again, it's the Giants. They're a bunch of goofballs over there. It's an accomplishment, yeah. Yeah. Can't really knock somebody for getting benched from the Giants. You kind of go, yeah, okay, understandable. How many spots we got left on the fantasy football right now? Whoa. Oh, Al's in there. The Al Bundy Friars. Al Bundy Fires. I got to come up with a better team name. Y'all got good team names. We got the Puny Humans. MK. Exclamation, 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 exclamation. On the Hunt. And Al Bundy Fires. Not too much stuff going on. Drink a warm beer, man. Warm beer better than no beer. Yeah, I remember the Giants O-line being pretty bad last year. And again, I remember their whole team being pretty bad. What do y'all think about the Commanders? You think we're going to have a problem with them? The rookie quarterback, new offensive coordinator. A good offensive coordinator. I think we're going to whoop them, though, week one. We better. Yeesh, we better. Hope this isn't like a Lovie Smith situation. Where we go. What was it, the Bears we played? His old team. Week one, it got whooped. When was that? That was, okay, here we go. 2014. No, I must have been thinking something else. Got beat by the Panthers in week one. Got beat by the Bears in week 12. That was so embarrassing. Everybody was so excited about Lovie Smith coming and being a coach. We just stank. And then the next year, 2015, the Tennessee Titans beat us week one, 42-14. It was just embarrassing. Oh, those were some tough years, man. Tough years. You think they're going to be bad? I hope they stay bad for a long, long time. I like their new offensive coordinator. He's the one I wanted for our offensive coordinator. Who is there? Cliff Kingsbury. Dan Quinn. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Telling you, man. Don't get old. I like Cliff Kingsbury, though. Oh, hey, we got a Joe Witt, defensive coordinator. WHITT. Yeah, you got to come to the Raiders game, MK. At least party with us at the in the parking lot, man. Tailgate. Where's Rampage at? Rampage, Craig, Tom. Where's Tom? Yeah, I think Jane Daniels was the wrong pick too. I agree with you there, Kate. I don't understand teams, man. Sometimes I'm just like, what? Kind of like with the Panthers last year. I will never. I would love to sit down with Tapper and just pick his brain on that one. Be like, well, explain to me what your thought process was here. Going to Bundify Washington. Yeah, 49ers game. Todd Bowles said that in his meeting with the team. He said, we got a tough schedule this year. We got to play both Super Bowl teams and all four champions. All four championships. Talking about in the division, I guess. So when you think of it like that, you're like, ooh, that is tough. But we get to play the Panthers twice, so easy wins there. The Jets will beat the Packers in the Super Bowl. Wow. That would actually be kind of cool, as far as history is concerned. But it's never going to get there. That's not going to happen. Although I think, didn't we come to the conclusion that the Jets might be the dark horse? But if people are picking him, they're not really dark horses, right? Oh, yeah. Michael Gallup retired from the NFL. I meant to mention that too, which is very strange. I mean, he's only been in the league for what, 5 years? Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And what was the deal with that? Why did he retire? Probably he went to the Raiders and he saw the organization and was like, yeah, no, thank you. and he signed for a 1-year deal for $3 million with incentives. Eesh. No, I don't see why he retired though. Oh, it's your dark horse bad team for the season? Oh man. It could go either way, can it? That's funny. Dark horse bad team. Would that be a light horse? If you call it dark horse, the ones that go from bottom to the top, would you call a light horse a team that's expected to do good and then stinks it up? Light horse. How about a dark mule? A donkey. The donkeys. Have the Panthers got a new quarterback? No. They still got their they got Shorty still. What's their roster even look like? I mean, who's behind Bryce Young? Do we know? Oh, I want to say it was somebody silly. I don't know. All right, Panthers quarterback Andy Dalton, and then Jack Plummer. I wonder if that's Jake Plummer's son. He's a third string. Oh, he looks like Jake Plummer. His birthday was 1999. It's so wild. Yeah, so Andy Dalton is behind Bryce Young at Carolina. Let's look at the rest of the division. We've got Derek Carr. The Saints behind him is Jake Hennier. And then Spencer Rattler. And then they got Nathan Peterman. They got Nathan, by gosh, Peterman. One of the worst quarterbacks that ever played the game. He's a fourth stringer for the Saints. Oh, I'd love to see him get the backup role. Oh, that'd be hilarious. Okay. Falcons, we got Kirk Cousins, and then Michael Penix Jr. is right behind him. And then Taylor Heineke. Man. I thought Heineke was going to have a better career than that. He's a third string backup to the Atlanta Falcons behind the rookie quarterback. Oof. Yee. You bunnified that pizza. What kind of pizza was it? Bad dark horse, you got Arizona, MH? So you're saying expectations high for them and you think they're going to stink it up? Let me see. Gosh, I want to say the Chiefs so bad. I really do. But that's bias. I just don't like them. Let me see. Who's going to be the dark mule? Ba 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 ba. Yeah, I have no reason for saying the Chiefs other than I want them to be the Dark Mule. Eagles, I don't know if the Eagles are going to recover from last year. That was a nosedive they took right into the ground. I don't think the Packers are that good. I do not think I don't think Jordan Love's that good. Yeah, the Falcons are definitely on that list. And Falcons could go either way. Either way. They could be really good. They could stink the joint up. If I had to, yeah, I would say the Chiefs. If I had to bet money, I would say the Chiefs because the payout would be huge. But if I were to say a team, I'd go with the Eagles or the Packers. Eagles or the Packers. Those would be my dark mules. Well, the Arizona ended up getting. They did pretty good in the draft. Got some weapons. They got quite a few weapons. They got a Marvin Harrison Jr., Zay Jones. They got it running back. James Conner. Man, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs right now on the roster. But yeah, I don't think Kyler Murray's ever going to do anything. I don't think he's a good football player. I don't think he's a good person. Oh, I love pineapple pizza, man. Ham and pineapple. What do they call it? Hawaiian style? Yeah. Man, put some ranch. Of course, I eat ranch with everything. Me and the baby were eating. We had a vegetable tray with carrots and broccoli and little baby tomatoes. I forget what they're called. And celery. And we had some ranch dressing. Man, we were going to town. She loves ranch dressing. She's like, Yeah, I think Eagles are going to have a hard time recovering from last year. There were some serious leadership failures there. Yeah, that's me too, Wayne. I thought Heineke was going to be pretty good. He's from my old hometown. He went to Old Dominion University. He was like a star quarterback there. It's going to be interesting to see how Marvin Harrison Jr. does with Kyler Murray, too. Yeah, I just, Al, it's when a team falls apart like that, it's just kind of hard to come back a lot of times unless you just clean house. Yeah, definitely the Cowboys. Definitely the Cowboys. What is everybody's expectations on them? When I say everybody, I mean like the usual talking heads. Are they expecting the Cowboys to do any good? Okay, here we go. Power rankings. According to USA Today, we got, of course, Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers, and the Baltimore Ravens, then the Detroit Lions. Then at fifth place, they got a tie between 5 teams: the Bills, Bengals, Texans, and the Eagles. So then we go from fifth place to ninth place, Packers. The Cowboys are at 10th. Yeah, I could see that. They're mid. The Jets are at 11. Dolphins are 12. The Falcons are 13. Chicago Bears and Rams tied for 14th. The Browns, Chargers, Steelers tied for 16th. They haven't even got to the Buccaneers yet. The Jaguars at 19th. How in the world are they going to put the Jaguars ahead of the Buccaneers? The Colts, Saints, and they put the Saints ahead of us at 20th. The Raiders, Vikings, and the Buccaneers at 23rd. Wow, we just don't get any respect. And the Cardinals are at 26. Broncos are at 27. 28th are the longtime perennial champions, New England Patriots, the Giants, the Titans, and the Commanders. And then 32nd, Carolina Panthers. So they got that part right anyhow. Man, what were the power rankings last year at this time? I'm going to look that up. Dummies had us down at the bottom too. No. So it was the 49ers. This is ESPN. I hate sites that start videos. Man. Okay, so they had the 49ers first, Chiefs second, Lions third. That was pretty good. Cowboys, Ravens, Eagles, Bills, Bengals, Packers, Texans, Dolphins, Falcons, Jets, Rams, Bears, Chargers, Browns, Jaguars, Colts, Seahawks, and then the Buccaneers. You would think they would learn, right? Man. We just get no respect, man. We are the Levante Davids of the NFL. Yeah, Ravens are scary. All right, Wayne, you're probably already gone. Yeah, we got to get a group picture for sure. Oh, that's right. They lost Tyron Smith. 10-win Cowboys? Think they're going to win that many? Yeah, I could see them collapsing too, Kate. What would you, Kate, if you could bet money on the Bucks, what would you bet? Just like per game, or that they're going to have a 10-win season or win the Super Bowl? Oh, Ramchek's out for the year? Would he get hurt? Ah, he had a surgery in the offseason, huh? It's so hard to remember last year. This happens with me every year in football. It's really hard for me to remember last week. Things move so fast. 6.5 wins? Kate, are you serious? Yeah, I'd bet on that. I'd take the over. We're gonna talk about it, Al, when the draft is for the fantasy football. Get everybody's input on it. I'd like a draft that's as close to kickoff as possible. You know, I don't like drafting early. I like a week, few days before opening kickoff. There's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. How y'all want to set up the league point wise and all that. You know, do we want 1 point per reception for receivers, or half a point, or less than half a point? Do we want quarterback to get 6 points for a touchdown, or 4 points, or whatever? I'm a defensive guy, so I like having sacks worth 2 points and interceptions worth 2 points on defense, because they're so rare. Sacks are anyway, relatively. But it's what we'll talk about. We'll talk about it in the forum. Okay, watch out. Watch out with the saying. Things have to go stupid wrong for this team not to be a 7-win team. We can do it. We can do stupid wrong stuff. But yeah, I agree with you. I think we'll win 10 games. I think I said that in the predictions. Let me see. Yeah, I said 10-7. Pretty much everybody's there. Al said 7-9 wins. Everybody's right around 9-10. MK said 12-5. I'll tell you what, I just hope we do not have a losing streak like we did last year. Gosh, that was horrible. That was a horrible 2 months, man. D, what's up? Oh my gosh. Long time no see. Yeah, I'll put up how it's set up now, Al, and we can all talk about if we want to change it or not. I mean, if everybody's cool with leaving it the way it is, that's fine with me too. Man, I hope not, Kate. That was miserable last year. That was absolutely miserable. We lost a lot of games we should have won. I didn't think we were going to turn it around. Do what makes me happy. I'm going to drink this. D, if you want to play fantasy football this year, look at the link that's pinned. We got the forum set up. Shout out to Craig. He helped me with it. That's where we can go there and talk about whatever you want. that we can all stay in touch and everything. But I started a thread for the fantasy football. If you want to play fantasy football, go there and leave a reply, and I will send you a link. Leland Cohen, our offensive coordinator, is talking about yards after the catch is going to be a big deal. Mike Evans was saying that this is pretty much the same offense. The only difference is there's a lot more motion. He was like, we're going to be running all over the place. So that'll make all the pundits happy, as long as it's pre-snap motion. Of course, remember they were talking about that with Canales too. They were like, oh, he does a lot of pre-snap motion. But didn't really pan out that way. But this is coming straight from Mike Evans' mouth. But he said it's pretty much the same. But he's talking about the routes and stuff. Mike was talking about he's chasing history. So he's wanting to get some he's wanting to solidify his Hall of Fame nomination. I mean, he's going to tie Jerry Rice with a lot of stuff this year. Brandon Ayuk did not practice at 49ers camp, so I guess he's holding in. Trent Williams is holding out at 49ers training camp too for contract reasons. Things might be falling apart. The 49ers, man. A lot of good words about Zion McCullum in the press conferences. Guys are talking about how fast he is. Why are you mad you scheduled a creamsicle game against the Falcons, Kate? I'm gonna draft him in our fantasy football league, Al. I'll cheat if I have to make sure I get Mike Evans. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have in my money league. I've got Christian McCaffrey. I've kept him as a keeper for 5 years probably, and we have a two-man keeper league. So you can keep two players. I never do. I'm just Christian McCaffrey. So I always drop Mike Evans. I've had him in this league every year since I've been playing in this league, I think. But this year I think I'm going to keep McCaffrey and Mike Evans. Just because I don't want to take a chance of somebody else picking him up. Break my streak. Oh, yeah, good point, Kate. Although I will say, Josh Freeman came out against the Packers in the first time we ever wore the throwback uniforms. This was like 2010 or 2011. And it was Josh Freeman's first game as a starter. Man, he lit it up. We whooped the Packers. And I was thinking, man, we found our quarterback. We got our quarterback, our franchise quarterback. Ugh, how the mighty have fallen. Yeah, D, that's what they were saying. That Zion, it was his mental game that he was having an issue with. And they said he's gotten a lot better. He's worked on it a lot this offseason. Which, yeah, that'd be great. Because he's a playmaker. But he's also a play destroyer, too. He can make some big boneheaded decisions, man. You gonna steal my Mike Evans, man? Don't do it, Al. I'll pay you money. Is that the only win we have in the throwbacks? Really? Man. Well, we're gonna break that this year. We gotta beat the Falcons, man. That's the second game we play against them, right? Okay, I just opened up a window and it's got news, how your browser, you could set it. Open up a window. And the thing, there was a picture of this guy, long hair, kind of looked like me, and it said, famous musician of the 70s dies at 90 years old. I'm like, that's such clickbait. That annoys me so much. And then you click on it, and it's some obscure dude or whatever. But, I mean, why not just say the guy's name? It'd make the article headline a lot smaller, too. It's so annoying. Okay, what was I going to look at? Oh, schedule. Buccaneers. Schedule. See, we're wearing our creamsicles. Then we play the Lions week 2 at Detroit. I like the press conference with Antoine Winfield Jr. He said, we should have beat the Lions. I was so mad. He said that, you always have the whole offseason to think about that last game you lost. And he's like, I've been thinking about that Lions game. Then we got the Broncos week 3. That'll be an easy win. Oh, that's at home, too. Then we got the Eagles. Then we got the Falcons. That's October 3rd. Is that the throwback? That's week 5. I think it's... No, it's October 27th. Yeah, October 27th. So that's week 8. The Falcons might be on a roll by then. I think they're going to start off rough. We'll see. That's going to be such an interesting team this year. Interesting team. That's your surprise win of the season, week 2. Think we're going to beat the Lions? Sweet. Craig, there you are, man. I've been talking you up. No, MK, I looked it up a couple of weeks ago to see if I could find where Josh Freeman. Didn't find anything. Let me see. Last I remember, he did Canadian Football League. I want to say there was something else, not football related. But yeah, so sad. Searching for anything stinks it so much anymore. Montreal Alouettes. That was 2018. What is he doing now? Anything? Nope. I have no idea what he's doing. Okay. Probably hookers and blow. '27th was a throwback. Yeah. Yeah, I do like the throwback uniforms sparingly. But what about our alternate jerseys? When was the last time we wore alternate? A while back. I don't think we've worn an alternate jersey since we changed our uniforms again. You think they're going to get 7 wins, Falcons? Yeah, I could go with that. I could go with that. Yeah, it's 12-man league right now, Al. I haven't decided if we're going to go any higher or just make 2 leagues. We'll have to see. I'll see how many people want to join. I like 12-man leagues. We can go all the way up to 20-man. I've never played a 20-man league. That'd be wild. Talk about scraping the barrel for players, man. Ooh. I think the defense is going to be a lot better this year, too, D. I'm excited about Cansey. I think he's going to make a big leap this year. Same with Yaya. Oh, my gosh, Craig, no way. There's no way I would switch back to him permanently. Yeah, I like the all pewter. I love those jerseys. I know they always wear white, man. It drives me crazy, MK. We have like the coolest colors and the coolest uniforms in the league, and we wear pajamas. We wear white all the time. I get it at home, with the heat and all that good stuff, but come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Yeah, Kate, I've seen some really cool mock-ups of alternate jerseys for the Buccaneers. One was like orange and red. Oh, man, that was so cool. It was an orange helmet with the modern day flag, modern logo. Yeah, kind of like the new uniforms, but in creamsicle. 16-man roster and 12 teams. Yeah, I like the 12 team leagues because you have to really dig deep to find good players. One running back and a flex instead. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, we're gonna put that on the forum, Craig, as a suggestion in that thread because I want to see what everybody's thoughts are on like when we want to do the draft and how we should, what everybody prefers as far as points goes and all that good stuff. Like the way ESPN's got it set up is the quarterback gets 4 points for a touchdown pass, and 0.4 points wide receivers get for a catch. So do we want the quarterback to get 6 points for a touchdown pass? Do we want the receivers to get a point per reception or a half a point? We want to keep it at 0.4. I've never played at 0.4, so I don't know. Do we want to add defensive players? I mean, do we want to get people can draft defensive tackles and stuff? We'll talk about that in the forum. Get that forum going. We almost got another puppy last week. All of our neighbors got puppies. Somali felt left out. You know how it is, man. You got to keep up with the Joneses. So she sent me this picture of this really cute little fluffy puppy. I was like, let's get it. But it had already gotten adopted. Okay, you finally decided to do it. Speaking of which, I'll be right back. Woo. Y'all get to look at my ugly headrest. I got to do something about this. Probably need to get another one, but this one's so comfortable. I've had it for like a decade. But okay. Where you at, Molly? Are you in the bedroom? I just went downstairs. You heading out, Kate? It's good seeing you. Don't forget to join the forum so we can chit chat there while we're not on live stream. We can all keep in touch in case I ever get banned from here. Birch beer. Yeah, I've never played with individual defensive players, but I didn't know if that was something anybody wanted to try. I told y'all this koozie. This is like my favorite koozie of all time. I had two of them. And one got messed up many, many years ago. I've had this for probably 30 years. But I love this koozie. Main reason why is it's got this plastic lining inside of it. So cans go in and out real smooth. See that? I love it. And it's got holes in the bottom, so the water condensation goes up. Never been able to find another one. I have been looking forever for koozies designed like this, and nobody makes them. Well, my daughter was getting shaved ice from the ice cream truck that comes to our neighborhood on Wednesdays. And I looked over with a plastic thing on the inside for shaved ice. I asked that guy, I was like, let me see that. I pulled it down. I was like, what if I could fit a can in here? So I might have to get one or take a can out there. That's what I told him. I said, I'm going to bring a can next time, see if it'll fit. Oh, did I show a can? Oops. I know, 30 years. 30 years for a koozie. I've got a lot of stuff like that. I got a lot of shirts. Molly always gives me a hard time because I keep everything. She's like all my clothes, some of my clothes, I've got clothes that are so old that they're back in fashion now. I used to have, or I've got a bunch of like Marvel shirts from the early 90s. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Get that koozie action going. So it looks like Brandon Ayuk showed up for practice, but he's holding in. And Trent Williams didn't show up at all. Tell you what, 49ers getting ready to be in a huge salary crunch, aren't they? They're so lucky they got a quarterback that they don't have to pay a lot of money to. Or did they sign him to a contract? They probably did, didn't they? How much is Brock Purdy getting paid anyhow? That's a ridiculously low amount. When you I can't believe the Jaguars paid him $55 million a year. Trevor Lawrence he's just not that good. I mean, he's not horrible. $55 million a year. He's getting. Purdy's getting. Oh my gosh. $1 million. Wow. Wow. They hit the jackpot there, didn't they? Then again, you got so many weapons and a great offensive line like that. You could probably put Bryce Young back there and he would do good. Oh no. I'd like to see Brock Purdy play with a different team before I crowned him being halfway decent, you know. I mean, is Purdy I mean, I don't think there's anything special about him. You know, he's just a really good team, 49ers. You know, it's kind of like running backs. You know, running back could be great, but it's 90% the offensive line. Same thing with quarterbacks. Maybe not as much, but yeah, let's see. His 2025, 1.1 million is what he's getting. Last year he got $985,000. Man, there's guys on the practice squad making more than him, I think. That's crazy. Yeah, 55 million for Trevor. It's just, I mean, I don't think you were here for that live stream, Craig. I mean, I probably went on for a half hour about how silly that was. I mean, and I like Trevor Lawrence. But man, that's a lot of money. I mean, especially when you consider Tom Brady never, I mean, the greatest of all time. I mean, I think what most he ever made was like 35 million a year or something like that. And he was never a problem with his salary, you know? Yeah, he averaged $25 million a year with us. And then you're going to go pay, gosh, you just look at this. You look at what Tom Brady got paid. It's amazing. Ah, man. And then you go and you look at these guys that are getting 40, 50 million a year, and they've never even won a playoff game. Is practice squad $260K now? I know they changed it up a lot. 11,500 per week. But there's all kinds of stipulations. That's players with 2 or fewer NFL seasons. I remember when you couldn't be on the practice squad if you had more than 2 years. Now anybody can. So 207,000 for 18 weeks. Veteran players with over 2 years get 277,000. The maximum of 358,000. Man, I picked the wrong profession. Yeah, it's one of my big problems with Baker is that skittish, you know. And he's probably one of those guys that even if you gave him a monster offensive line, he would still be skittish. You know? It's like he's got PTSD or something. You think Dak's going to get $60 million? Whoa. Probably. That's the Cowboys for you. Oh, I'd do practice squad in a heartbeat. I'd even let them break my leg. I'd get an ACL. 350,000 a year, 200,000, whatever. Out there hanging out, playing football all day. Baker needs some lifts in his cleats. He could talk to Ron DeSantis about that. Get them boots with the lifters in them. Oh, that was funny. What was I going to look up? When is Dak's salary or contract up? Are they? Is he trying to get a new one now, or is it next year? Also, this is the last year. Next year's a void year. Gosh. Yeah, so this year's his last guaranteed year. So he got 4 years, 160 million. Oh man, I tell you, I just man, doesn't make any sense, does it? I mean, I get it that you got to have a good quarterback now, or at least a decent quarterback. Man, it's ridiculous. 40 million a year for such. Has he ever even won a championship game? What's the farthest he's gone in the playoffs? Let me see. He's only been to playoffs 3 times. Wow. Does he only have 1 win in the playoffs? Nah. Talk about Dak Prescott. That can't be right. And that was against us. What? Oh no! Wait a minute. Okay. No, he won 1 game in playoff game, wild card game in 2018. Man, how do you pay somebody 40 million a year to win 2 playoff games? In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Man. Something's not right here. Okay, maybe 3 playoffs. Yeah, I remember back when the Cowboys were the bomb, man. I mean, you're talking about from the early 70s until the mid 90s. Cowboys, except for that period there where they had Danny White as quarterback. And Cowboys were, that's why they got such a huge fan base, because for 30 years, man, over 20 years, they were a dominant team. And then they haven't done anything. Yeah, since probably 96. That's a tough pill to swallow. It's been almost 30 years since they've been good. We've won. We've gone to the playoffs. Past 5-6 years straight? Won a Super Bowl. It's weird that people sleep on us. It's very weird. You would think at some point people would go, we need to start paying attention to these Buccaneers a little bit better. We keep thinking they're going to suck and they keep making it to the playoffs. See, 1996, they still had Aikman. Aikman played until 2000. Yeah. His last winning season was 98. Then they had Romo, Mr. Clutch under pressure right there. So they basically went from Romo straight to Prescott. And that's been their football team for the past 20 years. Romo and Prescott. Two quarterbacks that can't play under pressure. Flex picked up some weight. Did he? I didn't see that. Baker's like a shelter dog. Love, 56.5 million. What's that? Did he get that, or is that what you predicted? Cowboys used to be like America's team. Now they're starting to look like Canada team. No offense to Canada. That's hilarious. Yeah, man, that was it. They were billed as America's team for all my life. Yeah, that's true, Craig. And not only that, the Cowboys that get more primetime games every year. I mean, Cowboys, I guarantee you, if you go back and look, Cowboys get at least 4 primetime games a year. Minimum. Generally, they get 5. Even when they stink. What's up, Jacko? If you want to play fantasy football, Jacko, links up in the pin to the chat. And even if you don't want to play fantasy football, you should join the forum, because that's where we all keep in touch. Or we're all going to keep in touch when we're not live streaming. Oh, I know, Craig. It was so sad last year. The division was so weak. And we just barely made it to the playoffs. And it was a 7-game losing streak right in the middle of the season. Did not help. Yeah, I was pretty high on Romo when he became announcer. I really liked his analysis, his quips. Seemed like he was having fun with it. And then it was almost like listening to a drunk guy talk after a while. You're like, he's not really making a whole lot of sense. Dak plays good against the Eagles or bad? If he plays good against the Eagles, that's probably why they like him so much. They don't care about anything but beating the Eagles, right? Yeah, it's just like Romo. Romo was the same way, man. He'd make it to the playoffs and then just crap the bed. It's a big deal to be able to play under pressure like that. It's one of the things I have an issue with coaching. You know, I've got a weird philosophy on professionals and stuff, but coaches look at things totally different than anybody else does, especially us fans, because they see these guys in the meetings. They see them in their personal lives. They see them in practice. So they're seeing things we're not seeing, but they're also looking for things that we wouldn't think to look for. They got their own set of stuff. And I've seen so many guys who were really good on the field. They were playmakers, and then they just wouldn't get any snaps, or they'd get cut and stuff. And I can't figure it out. The only thing I can figure out, and you hear this a lot from coaches, is they practice well. These coaches see these guys much more than we do on, we just see them on Sundays. They're seeing them all week and all this good stuff. So they're judging them based on more than we do. And, I've watched these all 22s, and I would say, like, Danny Lanzana was one of them. He was a playmaker, like Keith Tandy. And they just wouldn't get snaps, though. And they'd end up getting cut or not re-signed or whatever. And you're like, it doesn't make any sense. But they're just not good at practice. And you probably get that with Prescott and all these guys. They're really good at giving you hope. But when it comes down to it and the spotlight's on you and you got to make that play, they're not going to do it. And that's not something coaches look at, There's always an excuse. He plays good against the Eagles. Well, that might be enough for Dallas fans. Like, yeah, we'll keep him. As long as he beats the Eagles twice a year. Pay him $50 million. And I'll tell you who surprised me as being an announcer, and I've talked about this before, is Greg Olsen. I really like Greg Olsen as an announcer. Can't stand him as a person, and I hated him when he played with the Panthers. But as an announcer, he's really good. Really good. He's got that right mix of being able to interject stories and talk about the plays that are happening with a analytic verbiage and all that good stuff, but he's not too over the top and he's not too stupid with it. I really like Greg Olsen. He's my favorite announcer right now. It's going to be interesting. Tom Brady announcing. He's making his debut. Is it going to be the Hall of Fame game, or do we know? who's got the first game of the season? Thursday night. Let me see. It's going to be week 1, of course. Dallas Cowboys, speaking of which. So Tom Brady's going to be doing the Dallas Cowboys Cleveland Browns game. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I hope Brady does good too. Hope Brady does good. I always liked Tom Brady. And then I really liked him when he came to the Buccaneers. And he gave us our second Super Bowl win, so can't hold that against him. Yeah, it's a good point, D. There's a lot of changes last year. We pulled it off. Yeah, hopefully we'll see. Hopefully Brady will be just as good or better. It'll be hard. They'll probably give Brady, if he stinks it up, they'll give him a few years. I mean, you're not going to ditch the GOAT right away. But I think he'll do good. That's a long time, man. You're talking about 4 or 5 hours talking. You got to come up with stuff to say all the time, and you got to be careful that you don't say something. That's where I would get in. I have a hard time here. You'll see me hesitate a lot when I go to say stuff. I'll be like, I don't know if I should say that. Yeah, that's true too, Craig. I hate it when they just ramble about stuff and it has nothing to do with the game. Chris Collinsworth. Yeah, that's true. It can be easy when you love the subject, but there's one thing I always said about Brady. He's very good, but he's not likable. And I think it was the persona he put on. Yeah, he always seemed very fake to me. Like he was, especially New England, where they didn't pal around with the media as much. He had a veneer, so you always got a sense that he was more behind that. And then when he was with the Buccaneers, I thought he was going to come out more and be more, and he was, but not in the way that I thought he was. He still did a lot of coach speak and, didn't really just come out and be himself, I think. So, it'll be interesting to see if he does that in the booth. I don't think he will. I think he's going to try to be professional, He's going to try to be the best announcer there ever been. He's going to be in the NFL Hall of Fame and the Broadcasters Hall of Fame. That's his goal. and he wants to win an Oscar too, I bet. Somewhere. He'll probably win an ESPY, a Pulitzer. Wouldn't that be something? Just wins all the awards. He gets a Nobel Peace Prize. He cures cancer in 30 years or something. He figures out the 3-body problem. He implements quantum tunneling. He can do it. If anybody can do it, it's Tom Brady. All right. Oh man, it's 8:45. I got to get off here. I ate dinner before I came on, so I was able to stay on a little bit longer. Thank you to Molly for that. Craig, that would be great. He steals Taylor Swift from Travis Kelce. That would be awesome. Wow, yeah, D. How did you not see Brady play? Did you not watch football until he became a Buccaneer? Oh, MH, is that what happened to you? Oh, that stinks. Hope they got insurance. Man. Was it ground floor or second floor? That would be funny, Craig. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually rooting for that. That would be. That would make my year. Tom Brady stealing, and he wins a AMA award. What is that? The music award? Tony? No wait, the AMA. There you go, D. Yeah, you watch the Bucks. Don't care about any other scrub until they become a Buccaneer, right? Oh, I had that happen to me one time, MH, and it was on a slab. So the water pipes is weird to say. The water pipe, it broke under the slab, and it came, it comes up through the slab. So it was like I had to actually tear out the wall behind the bathtub, and then pull the bathtub out, and then tear out the slab just to get to the water pipe, because it was inside the concrete, underneath the concrete, and then up through the concrete. It was a horrible, horrible situation. I also had a hot water heater fall in that house through the attic, and luckily it landed in a bathtub in the guest bathroom. Weird. Old pipes from '67. Yep, time to upgrade, man. Man. Well, brother, I wish you the best on that. Sounds like you got a lot of work ahead of you. All right, I got to get off here. Everybody go join the forum. Leave some messages and stuff. Let's get that thing going, so we can talk while we're not live streaming. But anyhow, the news of the day: Buccaneers had their first practice today. Randall Gregory did not show up. Tristan Wirfs did show up, and he did practice fully. Shaq Barrett has retired from the Miami Dolphins. Probably couldn't hurt to ask him, see if he wants to come play for $1 million or so, just to mentor the young guys. We got the Fantasy Football League going, so hit me up for that. NFL Top 100, Levante David placed number 99, which is absolutely atrocious. Every year I say this, but that's horrible. 99? Tristan Wirfs was number 85. And Donovan Smith still has not been signed anywhere. That's weird. All right. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Go leave a message on the forum. And everybody that wants to play fantasy football, leave a message in the thread on the forum, and I will shoot you an invite. But till next time, go Bucks!